Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and today is Thankful Thursday. I was trying to figure out what to make, and I wasn't quite sure. So we've been going through our cupboards, and I found cake mixes and frosting and stuff like that, and I thought, I really need to get those kind of used up. And it takes some stuff out of my cupboards. So we're going to make a lemon cake today. So let me get this put together, and then we'll start talking. So we need, I'm going to do lemon cake, which actually is my favorite. I love lemon cake. We have, cake mixes because you think about doing something and then you end up not doing it. And honestly, I don't make a lot of sweets. And if I do, they are used generally for Tom's lunch. I'm going to use my new mixing bowl that Tammy got me. So we're going to need 3 eggs. These are all brand new fresh eggs. There's 2 and 3. And we need a cup of water. And a half cup of oil. And for people that want to know what my drink is today, it's iced tea. I'm trying to drink more tea and water. So, but sometimes, my ruby red squirt just tastes so good, that's all I want. I'm not going to lie. All right, so let me blend this up. I love this because it's got a little pour spout too. Look at that. Yummy, yummy for the tummy. Alright. I didn't bring a towel over here. Let's make sure it's all stirred up good. So, things that I'm thankful for. Nothing comes to mind until I start doing my video. I'll sit there and think about a few things, and then I'm like, okay, how do you incorporate that, and that? But actually, it's just what comes out of my heart. I don't know who puts it there. I assume God, but things that need to get off my mind and off my heart too, just like you guys. Wow, I like this. Mix it, pour it, everything right in one little bowl. If you're watching today, Tammy, thank you. I appreciate you. I look at her like family, even though she's my daughter-in-law's mom. We have grandchildren in common and a daughter in common, so we're family. That's all there is to it. And then we're going to put it in the oven till it's done on 350. Okay. So as always, I am most thankful for my Lord and Savior. And I know that without him, I probably wouldn't make it this far, and I wouldn't be the person that I am. Well, the person that I'm becoming, how's that? Yes, I'll wash my hands before I do food. I am thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for, my YouTube family, whether it's friends, or we've gotten close to family, and that we truly do love each other. As a sister in Christ, I really do love everybody. I do. I may be disappointed in people. I may, do whatever, but I truly do love everyone. It doesn't matter what you look like or how you act or who you are. I love everybody. I wanted to address something though. Today, I got a comment on how, yesterday's meal was, out of packages and it was full of salt and whatever. Before we started this week, I made sure I let everybody know that this was just a fun week. And it had nothing to do with healthy planning. And I even told you it would probably be junk food. Because we always concentrate so much on one thing that it was nice just to have a fun week, that we do whatever we want to do, and that's it. You could make your own mashed potatoes. You could make your own chicken nuggets. You could do all that yourself. We are going through our pantries. Jack is going through his as well. And there's things that we're going to have to use up. With the change in my income and Tom's, and then Jack is on SSI, we don't have the money to always do the fresh vegetables all the time. Would we like to? 100%. But, even, and I've been doing some research on this, even your stuff that they consider to be, I don't know what the word is for it, but super good for you, and it's, no HMO, no nothing like that. They're even allowed to do so much to your vegetables and fruit with that. So, your fresh stuff might not always be as good either. And what they do to our ground might not always be the best either. And she said something about dehydrated. And I dehydrate a lot of my food. And that's a good way to preserve it. So maybe it's just the dehydrated that's in the packages. I'm not sure. But we do what we can do. Are we going to try to do some healthier things? Sure. But, is it always going to be healthy? Probably not. A lot of the reasons for obesity in this world is because we cannot afford to buy all those things. And, well, a lot of it is junk food and, pastas and just potato chips and, pop and, or soda, wherever you guys are from. So there's a lot of that. So, would we all like to make healthier choices? Absolutely. And by the way, I've lost another 5 pounds. I'm up to 20. So, I'm pretty proud of that. I haven't done my exercising yet, but I'm just cutting back on what I consume. So, like the picture in our things, that's usually my plate. And then whatever I can't eat, then I give the rest of Tom. Because I don't eat a whole lot at one time because it really hurts my stomach. But anyways, other things that I'm thankful for. I am thankful for, as screwed up as it is, I am thankful for our freedom of speech. Something we're losing. And, I'm not going to get political on it, but it's something that we're losing, and it's something that people are taking for granted. And, there's a lot of countries that don't have that. And I really hope that people wake up to that and we don't lose that, because that's the one great thing about this country. We can voice whatever opinions we want, whether it's on a YouTube channel or we want to go down to the Capitol and, we want to say all kinds of stuff. We can do that. And we don't risk going to jail for it. And so I'm grateful for what freedom of speech we still have. And I hope that we keep that, because sometimes, you guys, I'm a loudmouth. Not that you'd ever guess that. Anyway, but I'm also grateful for, remember how last week I was saying that, sometimes family, and my chiropractor kind of confirmed it this week, sometimes family isn't always blood. And I used to think about that, and, I'm like, no, family is family, and that's it, and we have the same blood, and blah, 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 and whatever. But, the truth of the matter is, like, let's take Jack, for instance. He had to make a tough choice. A really tough choice. Not on my behest. And he made what I felt was a good choice. I don't have to bleed his blood to make him be my family. I'm going to brag about Jack a little bit. Jack is a little bit slow, and but Jack has a heart of gold. Do sometimes you have to teach him things over and over and over again? Yes, you do. And does he sometimes frustrate me? Ugh, yes, he does. Does that stop me from loving him? Absolutely not. Jack has a heart of gold. He would do anything for you. If he loves you, he would do anything for you. And to watch him with my grandkids and my children, he's known my kids since they were little. And the love that my grandchildren show to him, like AJ, that's his buddy. Don't mess with his buddy. And for not having an ounce of their blood in him, you couldn't ask for a man to love those kids more than he does. So there's my bragging on Jack. And is he learning? Yes. Does he want to quit cooking with me? No. And I'm not making fun of Missy, so whoever takes it that way, I'm not cutting on her. Excuse me. But since her second stroke, she really is more childlike. And so the only time he really gets adult conversation is when he comes over here. And so that's why he doesn't choose to quit cooking with me. He doesn't want to do it on his own. A, because he doesn't like to cook, and B, he really likes the company. And you guys giving him compliments and stuff, he really likes that. He does, like, I'll go, Jack, you should read what they posted today, you know, because he doesn't always watch our videos. So he really does, you know, yeah. He's a good guy. And I try not to associate with too many people that are not good people, you know? I mean, yeah. But I am thankful for our group, our community. Do you know, we passed out 24 of those bags, and if you guys watch the video, AJ had a hard time even carrying those bags. He was like, it was so funny because they really were heavy. I mean, you know, we put all that food in there and all the, you know, stuff, and he would go up to people and he'd say, there's stuff in there to help you to survive, you know what I mean? And you guys really came through. I mean, we packed those bags bigger than we've ever done. And, you know, I mean, just the stuff that was in there was just, you guys came through. And whether it was you donating stuff, praying, good wishes, whatever, take it as a community. You know, some of us can afford to help. Some of us cannot. But then when we do good wishes and we do prayers, it all comes together as a whole, right? So there's no one person that says, okay, well, unless everybody paid for one thing, then we're going to say, hey, buddy, thank you. But I thank all of you, the ones that donated, the ones for prayers, the good wishes, whatever, because I hope you could see in the video just how much happiness that you guys helped to bring to a lot of people that, one guy says to us, he said, because we don't record all of it, and one guy says, I'm not homeless. I've only been homeless for 12 days and my wife's in the hospital. He didn't want to admit that he's homeless, but after 12 days and you don't have a place to go and you're sleeping on the street, you're probably homeless. And then the one guy, he was coming through the park and he was dragging his blanket, and AJ says, Mom, Grandma, he needs to pick up his blanket because that's going to be dirty to sleep on tonight. You know, and I says, honey, it's going to be dirty anyway. The first three guys that we usually always do at the beginning of our video, they weren't there. And I will tell you why. The city of Lansing broke up a lot of the homeless encampments. And so they moved them along. And I understand that. I don't want to become like some of the bigger states that have homeless like lining the streets and whatever. I don't want that for our city either. But most of these homeless compounds were like out in the woods in our little selected areas of Lansing. or under viaducts, which is not very safe, but, you know, the fire department gets worried about fire and stuff like that, and I understand all that. But when you get to meet some of these people, they develop a community just like any other neighborhood, and they look out for each other's stuff because obviously they carry their stuff every day with them. And so, you know, it breaks up a community, it breaks up a neighborhood, and that's what's sad about it. And like the one guy that Jack went and gave him the bag, looked like it was by a dumpster. He was by the viaduct one that had gotten torn apart. So now he's sleeping next to that dumpster by himself. He has nobody there to protect him, and that's what bothers me when they break that up, because they don't have anybody to protect them. All right, so let's get on to something a little bit nicer. I wanted to show you guys something I got at that store yesterday. For those of you that live in Michigan, it's called L&W Discount, and it's actually Farwell, not Claire, which if you guys live in Michigan, you know it's only a hop, skip, and a jump. It's over on Surrey Road. But Renee and I both got some. This big old bag of peanut butter chips, $1.53. Look at that, $1.53. And there is 1.13 pounds. You can't get them that cheap at the store. And then, you know, I started rhubarb a couple of years ago, and it hasn't come to fruition yet. And I love rhubarb, and Tom loves strawberry rhubarb. And so look what I got. Strawberry rhubarb jam. And it was only $3.50 for that. So maybe we'll have some of that on Sunday's breakfast. All right, so I'm going to try not to be tearful this time. I'm going to try to be, because we're going into the first year, we want to be more encouraged and everything else. I am thankful for forgiveness and understanding, and support, maybe. I'm not sure how to say it. I told you guys that I was going through something right now. It is family oriented, and it's very hurtful, and it's painful, but I've learned that through forgiveness, not to have me forgiven, but to forgive them, is something that, you know, you have to do. You have to do forgiveness regardless if you want to or not, because if you don't, it eats you alive. I'm thankful for understanding, because there are people that get swayed and told lies, and they believe it, and that's sad. I'm thankful for courage, because whenever there's something new in your life, or something that leaves your life, and you survive it, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of grit and heart. It takes courage to stand up for what you believe in. It takes courage to back who you believe in. And that's something that, you know, I don't think it's developed overnight. And I think it's something that we all have deep in our heart, but sometimes it's easier not to use it, if that makes sense. So, you know, if you have convictions and stuff like that, you know, have the courage to back those. Have the courage to be you, the true you. And don't let people change you. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people, well, you know what? Let them. Let them. I just thought about that. Just let them. And you, I promise, will come out on the better end of the sides. You will come out a better, stronger person. And I've learned that through the support of you guys. You know, like, if I'm having a bad day, a good day, it doesn't matter. You guys are still here for me. And you encourage me to be stronger. Not just on my channel, but as a person. And I am not going to cry about this. But I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys don't even know how much you push me. And not in a bad way. In a very good, healthy way. How much you guys encourage me to be a better person and a better woman, a better mother, grandmother, content creator, better friend, better cook, better everything. Because when you have got God in your corner and you've got all these people that love you and that care about you, I told you I wouldn't do this. You've got the world. And so you guys might not truly be family, but you are. You are. I'm sorry. Promise I wouldn't do that. But, you know, when you guys tell me that you love me, or, you know, much love or much support, or, you know, we're there for you, you guys have no idea how much that means to you, to a person. And I hope that I encourage you, and I hope that I give you that same love back that you guys give to me. And it's not just the gifts, it's the, when somebody goes, love you, you know, prayers for you, and it's because they mean it. It means everything. And I appreciate that. So, you know, I talked to a gal in, hold on. I talked to a gal in Canada. So I got a challenge for you guys because she sent me this video. And you'll never see her comments. She doesn't comment on there. She just writes to me. But I have a challenge for you guys for this week in the new year. So when you see somebody and they don't look like they're that great a mood or whatever, you know, and I'll do this to people sometimes. I'll be like, hey, what's that cologne? You know, that smells really good. And you won't believe how many guys perk up, you know, because they're like, hey, she noticed me. Not for that kind of thing, but, you know, just that sometimes we all go through life and nobody, you know, notices us. Or what about that girl that's got that really cute outfit on and you know, but she's walking around like she's sad and lost her best friend. You know, my challenge to you guys is every day that you go out, find one person that you can say something nice to them. Whether it's like, hey, good morning, you know, or hey, let me get that door for you. Or, man, that outfit is so cute. Or, gosh, you got a great smile. Do you know your eyes twinkle when you smile? You know what? You may make the biggest difference for someone for the entire day. And maybe that person was really, really down. And you know what? I do that sometimes. I'll be like, hey, where'd you get those shoes? Those are really cute. Or sometimes, you know, like a bigger girl and she's got the cutest outfit on. And I'll ask her, where did you get that? I love that. And I really do. I think it's so cute. But anyway, people want to know that they're special. Just like what made me cry, you know. People want to know they're special. So that's my challenge to you guys. And if you did something, I don't care what video it's on, make sure you comment and you say what you did, so that you can give other people ideas on what they can do to, you know, make the world better. Because could you imagine, just for a day, could you imagine if everybody that's seen somebody did something like that? And everybody walked around with a smile and that full feeling in their heart? Could you imagine the world that we'd have that day? Think about that. Imagine if we all did that just one day. And I mean, there's always going to be those bah humbug people. We all know them. But you know what? Even some of those guys, because they know they're cranky, or girls, and they know they're cranky, that someone's afraid to go up to them. See, I'm not. To me, they're a challenge. I'm like, oh, you want to be bah humbug? Watch this. And 9 chances out of 10, you'll get them to smile. Even if it's just that little creak right there, because you know what? They're just like, dang it, she got me. So that's my challenge to you guys. You know, 2024 seems scary. It does, because, you know, you hear on the news that we're going to go to war, we're going to be short food, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, and it is so overwhelming, and it just like takes up so much of your heart and so much of your time, because you worry about, you know, what's going to happen to your kids and grandkids, and am I going to be able to feed them, and, you know, all this good stuff, because I think about all the stuff that I have stocked up. All. And I think, could I even get my whole entire family through a year? And so what if you can? What about after that? You know, what do you do? And so maybe if we can go into the new year, that's not saying that all those bad things won't happen, because they could. But what if we go into the new year with the attitude of, you know what? We got this. We are human beings. We are people that love each other. We're the United States of America. We're whatever country you happen to be. You know, if you're Canada or the EU, whatever wherever you are. Be proud of where you are and say, you know what? By golly, this year we're going to start it out good, and we're going to start it out fresh. And if bad things happen, we, as a collective, can make things work. So, I'm going to wait for this cake to finish, and then maybe I'll come up with another idea, but I've already went way out there for you guys. I hate to make the videos too long because, you know, I'm afraid people won't watch them, and, you know, oh, that's something too. If you could, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, put on the notification buttons, because all these people keep trying to solicit me to try to get my channel out there better and whatever, but I think we can do that ourselves. I don't think I need to pay $15 a video to get, when we make sometimes $2 or $3 a video, if that. So if you can, click on the notification button, click the like button, you know, share. There's a lot of people that are not subscribed, because once you do all those things, it actually pushes me out into YouTube world that they suggest. So that would be a request from me, and I would appreciate it if you could. If you don't want to, that's okay. That's okay. Just keep watching me. That works too. But I'm going to finish this cake up, let it start to cool, and then maybe I'll come up with some other bright ideas. I am not even sure, because like I say, I never line anything up for this. It's just pours out my porthole here. And what comes on my heart. And I didn't mean to start crying again. I'm sorry. But it is emotional because, you know, it's things you think about every day, but you sometimes don't vocalize, you know what I mean? And I'm sure we all have that. Whether it's family, work, emotional, mental, work, financial, it doesn't matter. We've all got that one thing that we just wish would come out that porthole, and you would think that it'd make it better. Well, when I do that, it's like, and I do, I think about it after I post my video. I'm like, should I say that? Am I going to make somebody upset? Am I going to make somebody mad? Am I going to lose subscribers? You know what I mean? Or then I think about, did I hit somebody's heart that's going through the same thing? Did I encourage someone to be, not be better, but to do, you know, to feel better? So when you're on YouTube, you like this, because, you know, you can lose subscribers, you can gain subscribers. And so you think about it and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have been so honest. I don't know. But you hope that it touches enough people that it doesn't matter if some others didn't like what you said. And if I said anything to offend anybody, I am sorry. I was just giving you me. That's all I can give you is me. I don't have control of anybody else. I don't have like staring eyes that go, you'll do what I say. Although I have to tell you guys a quick story. My dad, we never got along real well. Wasn't a great childhood. But I've always had the big brown eyes. And so, like when I really wanted something, I'd go, Daddy. And he's like, what do you want? You know? And then I'd put on these looks. I'm not sure how I did it with my eyes, but he'd be like, I'm not looking. So maybe I did have some special. I'm rambling. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I got my cake finished. And I just want to tell you guys something. You guys are the best. But anyway, we just refilled my flour and then put another big one up there so that if we go through it, I end up going through about 35 pounds of flour and 10 pounds of sugar during baking all that stuff. Boy, that was a lot of work. But anyways, today one of the reasons too I made this box cake and I have frosting is sometimes you can do something that small with your family, with your kids, grandkids, your neighbor, it doesn't matter. And it just gives you time to sit there and have a cup of coffee together or a cup of tea or whatever and just talk. I think a lot of times with, you know, your phones and internet and whatever, we lose a lot of that togetherness. So someone requested that we do a live this weekend. We're going to try, but it's not going to be a long live. It's going to be a short live. We haven't gotten anything done on our honey-do list this week, and Tom goes back to work Tuesday. So we might try to put together a short live, you know, because it has been a while since we've done one. So we might do that. And then I want to show you what I did while I was waiting for my cake to cool off. Now, you know, Jack and I, we always pre-cook our bacon, and we bought that great big 20-pound box or whatever, and I did it all up. Well, some of the pieces were really thick, and so it's hard to, like, put it into something. So I have a bag that's, you know, completely cooked and that we can use as strips. And then what I did is I took another bag that we had, the last bag we had, and I made it all into bacon bits. And I'll keep this in our freezer because, like, for what we're making tonight and tomorrow, we can use bits. And that way it's all done up and we got it. Try not to waste anything. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to use those extra tostadas that we had that were left over, broken up, and we can make a quick nacho dip with, or nacho with that, you know. Think of things that you can do with your leftovers that you can, you know, carry on to something else. So anyway, let's get this cake frosted. Sorry I went so deep again today. See, that lets out, you know, I think the thing is, I've always tried to be really, really strong, and when I do these Thankful Thursdays, it brings out the girly in me. And that's sometimes hard to do. You know, when you come up rough, it's hard to show your softness sometimes. Now, my softness, believe me, with my friends, my family, my grandkids, my kids, yeah, probably sometimes too soft. I melt when it comes to my kids and my grandkids. It's terrible. But I do. They're all such blessings, you know what I mean? It's hard not to be like that. And they know it. Alrighty. That didn't take long. Doesn't have as much frosting on there as I'd like, though. Because I love that lemon frosting. Big time. Alrighty. And I'll have to do dishes for the 4th time today. I did dishes so many times. I'm not going to cut a whole piece, but I'm going to have a little bite. Shh, don't tell anybody. I told you guys, lemon is my favorite. Let's have a bite. Never disappoints. I love lemon ice cream too. My favorite. And actually there's a place up in Carson City, and it used to be called Harold's, and they had the best lemon anywhere. Now I have a customer that's in Ithaca, and it's called Big Top. So if you guys ever go through there, stop and get their ice cream. It's right on the main drag just after you get off the highway. And you guys, we ordered a medium. Ithaca and Lansing is about, I don't know, 40 minutes, something like that. I swear to you, we didn't finish that ice cream until St. John's, and I had a brain freeze. I mean, the medium was like this tall. It was huge. I can't imagine if somebody could eat a whole large. But it was lemon, and he explains to me how he uses something to make it creamier. Oh, you guys. It was so good. They're closed for the year now, but if you ever go through there, you're going up north or something, stop in there. Best ice cream ever. It is so good. And if you like lemon, anyway, they didn't pay me to do that. And they're closed right now, so I'm not making any money, but they really did. They have great ice cream, and I'm so happy about that because Harold's closed through COVID. They closed down, so no more amazing lemon ice cream. And that would be our like to-go thing. When I'd take my kids up to go swimming, we'd always stop and get ice cream, and then, or we'd get Main Street pizza on the way, and then we'd get ice cream on the way home. So we'd spend the entire day at the lake, but we'd grab a Main Street pizza, and we'd go to the lake and eat the pizza. And actually, me and Tom still do that, don't we, Tom?
Yep.
We grab the Main Street pizza. And now that we know about Big Top, we go that way home so we can get ice cream on the way home since Harold's doesn't have it. Because they have Main Street in Edmore. They have it in Ithaca, Diamondale, Carson City. The Diamondale one, even though he owns the one in Fowler and in Edmore, nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good. But we'll still go over there once in a while. Favorite pizza, Main Street. But, oh, lemon ice cream. You like lemon ice cream too, honey?
Yep.
That's so good. Alright, so I'm going to end this video. I'm so sorry I took up half your day. It's crazy. But, in closing, it doesn't matter what we make together or if we just sit there and chat. You know, be there for one another, love one another, be good to one another. And again, I cannot thank you guys enough for being as loving and as supportive as you guys are. And you can ask Tom during the live. I brag about you guys all the time because you're just so amazing. And like even getting Jack gifts and stuff, because he's not used to it. You know, he's not used to, we give him stuff. But like with his, you know, his brothers and sister-in-law, they don't do stuff like that for him. And so he really, he's not sure how to handle it, just like I'm not. And he likes that too. So, you guys are the best. And I know you're going to watch my videos before here on Monday, but let's make 2024 an amazing year, and let's go into it with such a better attitude. And even if we're scared, God doesn't want us to live in fear. That's something he said several times in the Bible. Doesn't want us to live in fear. And let's be the change that we want. Let's be the change. So I love you guys, each and every one of you. Even when you don't like what I put out, it's fine. I don't care. It's a free country. Write whatever you want. Be nice, but you don't have to be, but being nice is always better. But be you. Be true to you. Don't be anybody else just to make somebody else happy. Be you. Because you are a unique individual. There's only one of you. There might be a look-alike somewhere out on this planet, but they're still not you. So always remember to be you. Be good to others. Love one another. And take my challenge up and tell somebody they look nice today, or they got a good smile, or whatever it happens to be. Put a smile on somebody else's face. Because I guarantee you, even if you're down, if you made somebody else smile, oh, the warmness you feel. And even like with AJ and me and Jack, and we go out and do the homeless bags, every time you pass one of those out and you know, someone says thank you or God bless you or oh my gosh, I really needed that. Let me tell you what, it warms that heart up so much that it fills you up and your cup just overflows. So be good to somebody else, because you know what? It comes back to you. I really do love you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. And I'm sorry I got sappy again. It just happens. So we'll be back for supper. It's going to be something cool. Ha 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 ha. And it's not healthy. Just saying. So I love you guys. You have a blessed day. Be a blessing.